So you're looking to survive in New York City on less than 6 figures. Well, let me tell you, it is possible. I know in this economy, it seems a little impossible, but I have done it for the first few years that I lived in New York City. I am now a 6-figure girly, and I hope you guys get there too, okay? We're manifesting that. But I am going to share with you guys 10 tips on how you're going to live that budget-friendly life. First, we're going to start with a really important expense. Food. So number one, grocery shopping. Now I will say my favorite spot to grocery shop is Trader Joe's. I'm a diehard Trader Joe's girly. I think it's the most affordable option, and then like maybe Whole Foods. I will say Trader Joe's and Whole Foods are the more affordable options that's like more centrally located in Manhattan. But if you're in places like Harlem, for example, then you have Aldi and Lidl, and those are really great affordable options. There's also Costco. So if you are living in an apartment with a lot of roommates, or if you're a family, for example, then that is also a great option. They also deliver. I think that's a really great option for big groups, even if you aren't near a Costco. There's also this thing called co-ops, and I know there are co-ops in Brooklyn, and the concept of a co-op is when you work at a grocery store basically for an hour per month, and then you get access to the grocery store and their cheaper prices. But I feel like it's kind of a scam because I was looking into it, not for myself, not that I want to do that, but just because I was curious, and I was looking at the prices and I was like, honestly, it's not that much cheaper. Just go to Trader Joe's. Like, I don't know. You can also go to places like Chinatown for your fruits and veggies. That's a really great option. Tip number 2, being an adult and adulting in New York City, especially a place that is so chaotic where everyone's on the go, there's hustle culture, which I do not agree with, especially for anyone who is just starting out their career and are adulting for the first time. You are going to get tired quick. And it's going to be so tempting to go to Chipotle and be like, well, Chipotle turns into 2 meals, so I'm not spending that much money, or to Uber Eats something because you deserve it. You work so hard today. And let me tell you, you do deserve a treat every once in a while, but let me also tell you that adds up. So we are going to meal prep. That is tip number 2, and it is very huge. You only have to spend 2 hours of your time on a Sunday, Saturday, whatever day you pick. You just cook all of your meals instead of spending like 30 minutes to cook one meal each day. Now you are not tempted to buy your lunch when you're at work, to get Uber Eats after work when it's time for dinner. It saves you so much money. I remember one time there was this week where I just had like extra money, and I was like, where's all this extra money coming from? Like, I'm really confused. It's because I was not eating out at all. Like, I wasn't eating out with my friends and socializing with them at restaurants. Like, instead we were just like hanging out and vibing, like getting boba and painting in my apartment. And I wasn't buying food for myself other than getting my groceries and meal prepping. So it saves you time, energy, and money. Those are such valuable things. So why would you not want to do that? And I know the concept of like microwaving your food might seem disgusting, because for me, I was like, ugh, I want fresh food. Girl, get off your high horse. It's actually not that bad unless it's fish. None of that, okay? I know some meal prep companies do it, and somehow they do it right. Like Yellow Picnic, for example, not sponsored, would love to be. They make a salmon dish and I microwave it, and for some reason it doesn't make the place fishy and it tastes good. Don't know how they do it. Anyways, keeping going with the food, because it is a very expensive thing and is a big expense when you're living in New York City. Tip number 3, you do not have to go to those viral TikTok hotspots, okay? The corner store, whatever that is, I don't know what that's all about, but you do not have to go there. You do not have to spend an arm and leg for those kind of places. For example, you can get a 13-course omakase for under $40. And that's at Sendo. Or one of my favorite life hacks, I remember Carbone was the hottest thing ever. Everyone had to get the spicy vodka, spicy vodka pasta. Let me tell you, they have a sister restaurant where the recipe is basically the same and it's half the price. I think it's like $32 at Carbone, where at Parm it's $18. Not actually half off, but basically the same thing, okay? Also, Chinatown, like come on. Some of the best noodles in the US, literally voted the best noodles in the US, is $10. It's called Maxi Noodles. There are 2 locations in Flushing and 1 location in Manhattan's Chinatown. I was literally craving that place today. I need to go back. And also there are so many happy hour deals or like lunch deals where you can get 3 courses courses for $25. There's also restaurant week, so definitely make sure that you are going specifically for these deals or going to cheaper places. And you know, you can get pizza for like $1. It's not $1 anymore, it's like $1.50, $2, but you know what, that's still cheap, still a great price. Now we are done with the food tips, but speaking of Chinatown, I have tip number 4, haircuts. Whether you're a girl or a guy, when it comes to beauty treatments, that stuff can get really expensive. And with a haircut, that's really hard to do on your own, okay? So I recommend checking out places in Chinatown. Just make sure you bring a picture for them to reference. Always bring cash, tip well, and respect the employees there. My hair salon, unfortunately, has gone viral, and I mean, it's great for them, but at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword because they're overworked at this point and they don't have time for lunch, and like I think they're having a hard time like being able to set those boundaries because at the same time they want to be able to serve everyone. But also I've seen people there who are just incredibly rude to the employees there, and they're trying their best, okay? So let me tell y'all, the haircut I have now, I didn't style it well. Actually, let me just put up pictures because right now it's not styled well. I got that done in Chinatown for like $20-$25, and if you're a guy, you can get your hair cut for $10. Just bring a reference picture and they can get it done, okay? Trust. Oh, and also with Chinatown, actually I think this is most places, but the prices are going to vary based on how long your hair is. So like for guys, for example, it's going to be $10. For girls, it could range from like $20 to $30 depending on the place and the length of your hair. If you want to know where I got my hair cut, send me a message on Instagram because I want to make sure it goes to the people who truly need that spot or like really want that spot, because they only have one hairstylist, 3 barbers, and 1 shampoo station, so they cannot afford to like go viral and be overwhelmed. They have their own clientele that they know they want to continue serving, but obviously it's going to be good for them to gain some business too. So send me a message on Instagram. I just don't want them to like pop off too much to where it's like my other hair salon and they can't handle it. I really needed a hydration break. I think I'm on tip number 5. Jazz hands. No, jazz hands are like this. Whatever. You know, we can't do our hair at home, but we can do our nails at home. Guys, actually, I like this hand better. This, I've done at home, guys. I'm a huge supporter of doing your nails at home. If you don't want to learn how to do gel X, totally fine. I know that's a little complicated and you can potentially harm your skin or whatever. I highly recommend Impress. They just changed like I don't want to say formula, the design. They just changed the design of their like stickies for the press-ons, and like let me tell y'all, they last for like up to 2 weeks on your nails and they look so good. And I get so many compliments on my nails whenever I wear my press-ons from Impress, and people are like, oh my gosh, like your nails are so cute, where do you get it done? And I'm like, they're $10 from CVS. So yeah, totally recommend Impress nails, best thing ever. But if you're willing to learn gel X, do recommend that. I recommend a Beetle set, or if you don't want to do like the whole UV lamp thing, I also recommend getting this nail glue. It's called Beauty Secrets Nail Glue. It's pretty much the only one that looks like this. You can get it at the Sally Beauty store. I think there's one near Columbus Circle, and I'm pretty sure there's another one in Manhattan. It's like, I don't know, $5. Might be 3, but it could be 7. It's a prime number. I don't remember which one. This is a great way to do your nails. You glue it, you paste it on, and then you can paint it. I love it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to like show you how I do it. Totally be willing to do that. Maybe like a YouTube short. Another thing you can do at home, Pilates. I love Lily Sabri. She has a ton of YouTube videos. She really got me back into working out when I was in college, and I like she didn't get me back into it, but she gave me like structure during COVID. So that was very, very needed. And she's just such a like beam of light. So I definitely recommend her. She's such good energy. She also has an app, and I'm pretty sure the most expensive plan is like $15 a month. So super easy. Oh, my favorite latest life hack though. I bought compostable cups, like compostable to-go cups. And then I bought like fun little stickers, like little cherries. And I will make my matcha at home and then bring it out to the office. So it's like I bought myself a matcha, but instead I actually made it at home. And now I don't have to like carry a cup around when I'm done, and I can just throw it out. And I'm also saving myself the money of not buying myself a matcha, because I did buy myself like these glass tumbler thingies, and they were like super cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, like having a cute glass tumbler thing will motivate me to bring my own drinks to the office. But then it's so annoying to carry this around. So then I ended up buying the compostable cups with a cute little sticker. Best decision I've ever made. Another tip for being budget friendly in New York City is that the fact that doing things in New York City actually isn't expensive at all. Activities in the city are actually very affordable and oftentimes free. So I definitely recommend following my girl Rebecca. She started New York City for free, or NYC for free, and she also has a website called NYC for free where there's a full-on calendar of events and free things that are going on in the city. So definitely check that out. Also, definitely follow your favorite brands because chances are they are going to have a pop-up in New York City. Now, I will say with these pop-ups, the lines are insane, and frankly, I do not want to wait in these lines, but if you do, pop off to you. But there are free First Fridays at museums like MoMA, for example, or if you have a Bank of America card, for example, the first weekend of the month, you get to go to certain museums for free, or you get a New York Public Library card, you get to go to so many things for free through your culture pass, like museums, for example. There are so many free art galleries in the city. You can also just go hang out at a pier, go hang out at a park, people watch. Sometimes there's free salsa happening throughout the summer, or there's even this pier where you can go golf for $12. Like, there are so many free and affordable activities that you can do in the city that honestly, to spend money in the city to have fun is like kind of false. Like, that's kind of a lie. So it's definitely doable to do things in the city affordably. Tip number 7. You can always look into fun little side hustles. I'm not saying like being a content creator, because that is not going to get you quick money. If you want to become a content creator, I fully support it. But just know that's not like quick money fast. Like, that is a long-term journey. So if you want to do that, you have to do it because you genuinely want to create, not because you want money. If you want money, look into things like cat sitting, dog walking, house sitting. What else can you do? Oh my gosh. So my mom and I, we used to do these things where we would sign up for like marketing study platforms, and then different brands would like have you fill out this survey, and then you fill out this survey, and then if you get picked, you go in for these marketing studies where you spend like an hour of your time, and they give you like $50 credit cards, not credit cards, $50 gift cards, $100 gift cards, depending on like how extensive the study is. Sometimes they'll give you like free makeup products, like they want to test out the makeup products and like the quality of it, so you get to take it home, but you also get money, and you just have to fill out some surveys while you're at home. I will say no longer worth it to me. Being a creator, I do get gifted a lot of free stuff, and like I feel like my time is worth more than what I'm getting out of those marketing studies. However, I know it's definitely worth it for some people. My mom still enjoys doing it, so at least I think she does. She hasn't talked to me about that recently. So if you're interested in that, I think one company we've worked with is Compass Marketing, so you can Google that. But let me know if you guys want more suggestions. Just comment and I'll give you guys more suggestions. The rest of my tips are going to be about apartments, because obviously that is going to be some of the most expensive, not some of, that is the most expensive expense that you have when living in New York City. First one, this one I talk about quite a bit. You do not have to live in the West Village. The West Village is very cute, and I know there are probably a decent amount of your friends who have moved to the West Village, depending on your demographic. I don't know. If you're one of those people considering moving to the West Village because you feel like everyone else has moved to the West Village post-grad, definitely do not feel like you have to do that. You are just setting yourself up to be in college 2.0, except with very expensive rent, and you don't truly have autonomy of your own time. Like, you're 9 to 5, you're on company's dollar. It's not your own time anymore. So I highly recommend considering living in other areas, whether it's in Upper West Side, Harlem, Queens, Brooklyn. Like, you do not have to live in these hotspot areas of Manhattan. I used to live in Midtown in Manhattan. I've lived in Hell's Kitchen. I lived in Midtown East. And honestly, like, I don't think those experiences and like being in those neighborhoods like really defined my experience in New York City. Actually, I lied. Being in Hell's Kitchen brought me a lot of my friends in New York City, so just kidding about the Hell's Kitchen part. The Midtown East part, I moved into my building, and then like 6 months later, I saw 4 people from my school move in. I go, nah, we're done here. I gotta move. Like, I don't want to be in like Wake Forest 2.0, like glad my university brought me here, but I am trying to have my own New York City experience. And I feel like if you're just having college 2.0, you're not having the true, genuine New York experience. And rent is going to be insane. What you get in other areas of New York City, your money is going to go so much further. And as long as you're near a train that's going to get you to all these places that you want to go to, you're fine. Trust me, you do not need to walk to Rowie's for a happy hour. You'll be fine taking a 20 to 30 minute train. It's not going to be defining. It's not your defining moment in New York City, let me tell ya. I actually recently moved to Queens this year, and it is literally the best decision I have ever made. I absolutely love this neighborhood. I am near plenty of trains that get me to where I need to be, and honestly, my commute into the office in Manhattan is way easier than when I was living in Midtown East, because before I had to go up and over. Now I just go over. I just take one train. Before, I had to take 2 trains. Now it's 1. So much easier. Also, now I have like 6 outlets in my bedroom and an actual closet, whereas before I had to get myself a kid's wardrobe and I had 1 outlet, a singular outlet. Life is hard. In this modern age, 1 outlet is really hard. Wherever you end up in New York City, as long as you're near trains, you're good to go. Save yourself the coin. You do not need to be in these hotspot neighborhoods. Some general tips for searching for an apartment. One really good one is when you're going through places like Street Easy, for example. Oh, let me actually give you some good places to search for your apartment. So some great places, search for your apartment. Street Easy is pretty much the standard one. However, you can also look on Facebook Marketplace and you can join Facebook groups. One of my friends, they joined a queer Facebook group and they found their apartment. Literally, their rent is like $700 per month. Rent stabilized, living in Harlem, right next to the 123. Maybe it's just the one. Actually, I think it's just the one. Literally so incredible. Obviously, do beware of scams out there, but there are really great apartments out there. You can also look into Craigslist, and I know there's plenty of other platforms out there. However, I've had a lot of success on Street Easy. I know my friends had success on Facebook, and plenty of people had success on Craigslist. But if you want to look into other things, you can also just type in TikTok like how to find affordable apartments in New York City, and like there are so many resources out there. But when you're going through Street Easy, for example, you can flex a bedroom. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, it's basically when you take an apartment and in a living room you put a wall up to create a flex bedroom, which is like an extra bedroom that's like sort of a fake bedroom. But you know what? You create an extra bedroom and you save money on rent. So what I would do when I was searching for this apartment, actually, I would search 1-bedroom apartments, and then if I saw anything I liked and it looked like the living room had decent amount of space, I would reach out to that listing, to the broker, and would say, hey, are we allowed to flex this apartment? A lot of them actually said yes, and so we looked into a few apartments and we did get approved for 1, but we ended up not going with that apartment and ended up going with this apartment. And if you want to see why, I do have an apartment hunting video. It's currently my most popular video, so it would not be hard to find on my channel. So definitely check that out if you want to see the journey on how that went. Also, they are currently working on getting rid of brokers' fees. I'm not entirely sure if that passed yet, but if that passes, that means rent is going to be artificially inflated. But if that hasn't passed yet and you're looking for an apartment, oh my gosh, my voice, and you're looking for an apartment, do not pay a broker's fee. Make sure that when you're in Street Easy, for example, you filter it so there is no broker's fee. Do not pay that. The fee is ridiculous. It can be up to 15% of your annual rent. But if you want a lot more tips specifically on apartment hunting, I do have a video on that. I will include that in the description in case you want more. I did do this last year, so if you want an updated version, definitely let me know, because I have moved 5 times in the last 3 years. But I'm set. I am set in this apartment, okay? Y'all ain't seeing me move. If I move, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, something's wrong. Oh my gosh, and I think we're on the last tip. Okay, so for furniture for your apartments, I would say if you want to buy something new, IKEA is where most of my furniture comes from. Amazon and Wayfair are also decent options. I would just check on like the shipping thing. Wayfair is probably my least favorite option. Amazon's like okay, Amazon's a hit or miss, but Wayfair, I just don't fully trust it. I don't know, it just gives me weird energy. But IKEA, you know, my bed's really squeaky. I turn around like this, squeak-a-daddle. I don't know what squeak-a-daddle means. It just everything's squeaking and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing nothing here. I'm just reading a book peacefully and my bed's so squeaky, but you know what? We're saving money out here. Also, when you're furnishing, I feel like for furnishing your common areas, a really good option is Facebook Marketplace. Bonus tip is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with yourself, setting boundaries with your friends. What I mean by setting boundaries with yourself, I'm saying like sticking to your rules and actually telling yourself like, okay, I have these rules, I'm gonna stick with it. Also like creating a budget and actually sticking with that budget. I do have a video on how to do this that's very beginner friendly. If anyone wants to look into that, I can also leave that in the description. But boundaries with your friends. No matter how much money you have, how much money your friends have, even if you have the exact same salary, people's spending habits are gonna be so different. And if you know that someone's gonna be spending so much more money than you, or like has a tendency to want to spend more money than you gotta set that boundary from the beginning. Like say they want to go out to eat one day and hang out. You can always just suggest like 3 restaurants up front and be like, oh, let's go to happy hour for this, or like let's get $10 noodles from Chinatown here. Just like making sure there's something there that's already in your budget, and then they can pick one of those options. When you go to the restaurant, for example, make sure you're actually splitting the check by what you got, not splitting the check in half or evenly. Like, I'm sorry, why am I splitting the check when I got water and you got a $20 cocktail? That doesn't make sense. So really make sure you set your boundaries there. Like if people think you're weird for doing that, they're probably not your friends in the first place, or they just grew up with a little more privilege. Like of course, like you and your friends should be able to give to each other and like, you know, go back and forth with like paying with one another or something like that. But in reality, when we're working on a budget, just like splitting evenly, or like you getting drinks once and then me getting drinks once, but like maybe the time I get drinks, like it's a more expensive tab and not exactly what I was thinking I was wanting. It's not really realistic, and if we're not at that point yet, it's okay. You will be one day. Set your boundaries from the beginning, and you don't have to be like, well, you spend too much money, so we're not hanging out. No, you don't gotta do that. But you can set them in a soft way that lets you have those hard boundaries, if that makes sense. Like when the waiter asks if you want to split the check, you say, yes, can we split it by item? And just saying that up front. Don't even wait for the person to respond. Just be like, yes, can we split by item? Just very nicely, very calmly. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed these 10 tips on how to live in New York City on a budget, especially if you have less than 6 figures, because I know it seems really daunting, but it is possible. And I hope one day you guys do get to the 6-figure point in your life. We are manifesting for you guys. But if you guys want to see how much I spend in a month living in New York City, check out this video next, and I will potentially be updating this video. I've had a few people say that I should, but let me know in the comments if I should. Bye guys.